Hi everyone, welcome back to our video tutorial series. In this part, we will start integrate a authentication. In order to do this, we will have to modify our Angular application. We need to create a login page, and then we will integrate a auth guard as well as a token generator on our NestJs application. Alright, let's start with the Angular application. Let's see where we stopped at the last tutorial. So you can see we have a page with the list of our posts, and we can create new posts, we can delete new posts, and we can edit new posts. Now all those endpoints need to be protected with a authentication guard, meaning that without a proper token, you can't access those endpoints. Now, as I already said, let's start with building a login page. In order to do this, let's see where would be the best place for it. I think we can just make a new module, call it login module, and of course a new folder is needed. Now we can create a new login module, and we also need a new component, login component, as well as some route descriptions, login routes, and a template. Good. Now let's fill in. Let's start with the module. It's a module with a component inside it. We need to declare this component, login component, and we need to create the login component as well. This is our login component. Now let's provide some template and a selector. Whoops. Oh, come on. All right. Now we can import it here and give it a name. It's a login module. And now we can provide a const login routes. It is a list pass login. And the component is login component. Whoops, component, login component. And also let's provide a type. The type is route array, like that. Good. Now let's import a common module. I'm pretty much sure we will need it. Then we can import a common material module that we have already created a couple of parts ago. Now we also need a router module for child, and we provide our login routes here. Good. Now let's just test it. I'm the login page, and we also need now to import this module here, login module. Oops. Good. And the next thing that we need, sorry, we need to create a auth guard that will protect our endpoints, like the blog endpoint, from unauthorized access. But if you see in our routes, here are our routes, they are empty. We don't have any route. Now we will create a new route. We'll say, well, actually, let's just move it out of here and let's create a new TypeScript file, up routing. Oh, I see. Yeah, we do have a routing module, and we export it. All right, we can do this. I think it was generated somewhere, maybe by the CLI, doesn't matter. Let's revert it. Let's create a path, or actually, let's don't change anything here, but let's create a new TypeScript file and call it block routing, and export const block routing with type route, route array, and import it. And let's provide a new route. So a new route will start with, by the way, we can actually make this module lazy loaded. So if we do a lazy loaded module, we can say, doesn't actually matter if it's lazy loaded or not. We'll make a main route called block, and now we can provide a child array like that, and here we can provide the child routes. For example, path list, which will display the list of our posts, and the component is, let's see, component is post list component, post list component. Whoops, yeah, something like that. Well, what I see now, we have a post list, well, we have a post module and we have a block module. I'm thinking where would be the better place for those routes. Well, we can leave it as it is now. Yeah, we can leave it as it is, and we can provide here, we can import a router module, and we say for child block routing, we import the configuration from this block routing constant, like that. Now let's actually return to our block module. We have imported this, and now we can start test it out. Let's go to our local host. You see it loads the default route, and I think it's because we don't have we have router outlet, but we have a post list here. Let's remove it from here, and now this component, the post list component, will be loaded using the router outlet. Now let's see. Yeah, we don't have anything here because we need to provide now a route block list. And now you see the component was loaded using the routes rather than just taking the component from the template. Sorry. All right. Now we can go back to our login page, and we can actually test if the login page is loading. Let's just check it. Yeah, you see, I'm the login page. It has loaded our component from the login module. So let's create a guard. We will create a guard in the block module, block guard. Oh, sorry, guard. Let's call it guard. And now we will create a TypeScript file, block guard. And actually, all guards are services. So we will create a service and call it block guard. And it implements can activate interface. And now we need to provide the method that can activate has. And this is the can activate method. So we get here a bunch of parameters. We also can provide a generic type here in the can activate. Oh no, they have removed it. All right, we don't need it. And here we will check if the user is authorized to use this route actually. We can do for now, we can make it like I will just show you how that works. So if the result of the method returns true, actually we don't need all this types here. It will return just a, well, it will return just a observable, Boolean observable. So we'll wrap this into the auth. And now let's bind this. Let's say that the list is protected by a guard house guard. Oh, sorry, block guard. Like that. And now we will check it again. Block list. All right. Yes, I forgot to provide the guard because it's a service. We need to put it into the providers. So block guard. Perfect. And let's see. Let's go to block list. Perfect, it works. Now if we where is our guard? If we say that this here returns false, you see it will throw us back to the local host because you cannot activate this route. Now what we want to do is actually, let us actually do the following thing. So for now we say if true, because for now it will be true, but later let's just say let's just create a const user, or yeah, is user authorized, but for now it will be false. And we say if the user is not authorized, we take a private, we inject a router here, private read-only router, which is the router service. And we say this router navigate login. So if the user is not authorized, we will redirect the user directly to the login page. All right. And we will return this here. Perfect. Let's see how it works. Good. Now let's try and go to the block list, and we were redirected to the login page. Perfect. Now we can do the same thing. We can actually avoid this redirect here if we put a redirect here in the routes for the app module, but we leave it for now. Let's just go and work a little bit on our login page. So let's see what we can use. We want a nice login form. Let's go to Angular material. Let's go to components. So I think we can use a card. And inside this card, we will create a simple form. Let's just see. Yeah, well, something like that, but a little bit different. So let's start with some markup. Let's create a container fluid. Now a row, whoops, and it will be a 1 column row. And here we will use the mod card, and we can provide the title here. Let's just get the code from the example. It will be a mod card title, login form. Let's call it login form. And we can use the mod card content here below. And here we will have a row with a column 12, right? I'm thinking. And it will have a mod form field with a input text, and this will be the placeholder. Well, first of all, it is a mod input with a placeholder, email, and the name is email as well. Let's also make it a little bit nicer. And this mod field will have the width 100%. Let's just duplicate this and copy, and this will be hidden password, and name will be password. Good. Now let's see what we've made. Now that all right, the input isn't supported by a mod input. Really? Let's see inputs. Let's see how they do this here. Password. All right. Yeah, sorry. We can just use password. Yeah, hidden, obviously. It was my mistake. I meant not hidden, but password. Good. We have those nice fields. I want the card to be at the center, probably. Yeah. Now it is too wide. Maybe we can use column 6. Whoops, no, this is not how you. Let's just add another class, column 6. And yeah, it could be smaller, column 4. Yeah, I guess this is the correct size. We can also use flex, deflex, and now we can align content center and justify it at center. We also can use perhaps flex column. Yeah. All right. This is not required actually. Good. So we have a login form. Now let's just maybe add. Let's just add maybe some margin top. Like that. Yeah. Good. Let's keep it. Let's just copy those classes here. And let's modify it a little bit. And this is column 4. Good. Perfect. We need some buttons here. And let's just see at the material example. Let's just see the code. We can use the mod card actions here, and we will have a submit button. I think that we don't need any other buttons now. And let's see. Good, submit. All right. No, I don't like the fact that this button is so small. maybe we can also use here deflex and justify the content at center. And we could actually make the button bigger with a W100 class. No? Yeah, it's now default width. So let's do this. Let's add a class, deflex, justify content center, and here we will add a W100 class. And we can change the color of the button. Let's just see, and maybe the appearance of the button as well. Let's just see. So we can have a primary raised button or a flat button. Let's try both. Let's see. So flat button, let's try the flat button. And we say this is not just a mud button, but a flat button with the color scheme, color primary. Yeah. Yes, sort of. We can actually use this. Yeah. How about, yeah, let's add a margin. Whoops. Here MT5 should be enough. Alright guys, we have finished the login form, and I need to split up the video because they are getting too big. So in the next part of this chapter, we will continue to finish the authorization for the Angular application. And then in the next chapter, we will integrate the backend part of the authentication. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next part. It was Ruben from Codeforges.